Hi everybody, this is Boomer G, and today I'm going to be showing you how to beat every level in the Shadow Network on casual. So this is not for pro players, this is for beginners that just started the game, unless you need new tips for levels. So let's get into it and start with level 0. Now the only thing you really need to be wary of in this level is the entity that, the wire entity. It's not really that big of a problem. It's a really easy character to avoid as long as you're in the pillar room. I mean, other rooms are relatively easy to avoid them in, but it's most advised to do it in pillar room, which is the one with, a bunch of pillars. Anyway, I'm going to show you the path I take. Some people take this route right here. I don't really do that. It feels a lot longer. So I just go this way. Then I crawl under this little hole right here. Taking a round route. Go down here. And then it brings you to the pillar room, like I was saying. And if you want to know if the entity is in or around here, you just listen in and you'll hear like creaking noises. It'll be like, ee! Hold on. And something else you need to be wary of is well, there actually is two entities. One of them doesn't attack you, though. But there's blackouts. Alright, that creaking noise. That means you get the F out of H. You can just follow where I go. But yeah, with blackouts, there is another entity, but all it does is block your screen. And for some reason, I never really see them. Like, you have to specifically go out and look for them. They might have set spawns. But once you get to this area right here, this is the end of level 0. And then you will go on to the pool rooms. Now, the pool rooms is the second easiest level, and to my knowledge, there is no entity, unless you're playing on hardcore, but this is for casual, so in casual, there's nothing here, okay? So, no need to be worried or anything. Now, your first thought might be to go in that center fold right there, but that is not the way you should go. You should take a left, because we're going left for the actual path. It's always the same exact exit. There's no jumbling for it. Other than that, there's not really much to say here. You can just follow where I go. And then once you get right here, this level is done. Now with this, we're going into Parking Garage. This is the first decent level. It's not hard, as long as you understand what you're going for. And you can avoid entities properly, which in this level, they are really, really easy to avoid, along with most of the enemies in casual, because in casual, their field of vision is a lot worse than if we were to play hardcore. But let's get to this. This right here is a really good tip. It's very... It sums it up pretty much. There's this dog entity, right? And you have to look at it so it does not chase you. So you go over here, it'll give you the prompt to go find the way to open the upper door. And then, yeah, you'll see the dog, but look. You look at him, and he just acts like a little baby so you can run. And this left path is the first of 3 switches that this could be. But if it's not this one, then it's still really easy to navigate the 2 other ones. Alright, so I get to show you that example. Now you'll see this one right here, and you'll think, yeah, we go this way. But that's actually not where you're supposed to go, because that door over there is locked. You cannot go over there. So you're going to have to go back, and you're going to go around, which takes a little bit of extra time, and you're going to want to hope for the one that's in this room that I just ran to. But then the second closest one is obviously this 121. It's on a wall. It's pretty straightforward. It shows you where it is. Hopefully it'll be on this one, because if not, we'll have to go all the way back there, which is my least favorite route, because obviously it is the furthest from the actual gate that you can go to the 2nd floor for. Okay, that's good. But honestly, that's the only reason I don't like that path. It's another really straightforward one. You just go into the... Hold on. You just go in that area, and it'll lead you through a giant maze of boxes. It's pretty easy. Alright. Floor 2 for this. This is where you're going to be This is where you're going to want to be a little bit wary. It's not that bad. There's 2 entities, the dog and then the skin stealer. The skin stealer will either be in its normal form, or it will look like you if you're playing solo. If you're playing with other friends, it might look like one of your friends, or it could look like you. If you hear in the game, hey, come here, something like that, don't go to it, because... Oh yeah, you can skip that whole elevator nonsense and come straight to the left, and then you can flip this switch. That's usually what I do, because there's no real reason to go to the elevator first, really. And a good chunk of advice, if you are having issues with the skin stealer, just know that you can avoid it by going into a room. It can't open doors. The AI is really janky. They nerfed it really, really hard. And like I was saying earlier, they have really bad field of vision. So if I were to stand like right next to him, he'd be able to see me. But like if I could be relatively close without issue. Like right here is fine. He can't see me. If he does see you, he will start to run, but he is slow. He's slower than your run, so you can get away from him as long as you have good stamina. It's not that big of a deal. But since the skin stealer is all the way over there, you can still see him. You can run to the elevator, click the button, and you'll be fine. But watch out for the dogs, but as long as you have your audio on, you should know where the dog is, as long as, you know, if it's coming towards you. Also, something else. People think that the entities will follow you into the elevator. That's not true. You don't have to hide in a room. And even if you did have to hide in a room, there's a room right there. You can close that door, you'll be fine. Click floor 2. Now we're gonna get to probably my least favorite level in this game, solely because because the RNG for it is kind of weird, so you do have to look back. But the moment you start the level, you're going to want to run in this direction. The other direction is going to be blocked off. There's nothing going to be there. But your whole thing is to just get to the end. But these red lights right here, they tell you exactly where things are, and then smilers will start chasing you. And see, if there's 2 in a row, you let them go. If you stop hearing music, you're good to run. Well, if you don't hear music from another one coming, they spawn really, really weird. It's unnatural. And like, you can see him right there. You're gonna want to hide right here. And if you don't see or hear another one coming, then you're good to go. You don't have to take... You can take as long as you want on this level. It is really easy, but I still just don't have a good grasp on the AI and how they spawn yet. But if I can get some sources, I might be able to. But this is really all there is to this level. And it is super easy. Just unpredictable. You gotta make sure you're keeping an eye on what's behind the monster. No matter what happens, I could probably make it if I ran to that next one, but I like to be safe rather than sorry. Yeah. See, things like that can happen, and then another one might spawn right behind him, I don't know. But you know, you just gotta listen for the music, and if the music is only coming from them and not from one far behind you, you should be good. And then, I'm pretty sure this next run should lead us to the door. If not, it's okay. You can just keep going. Take your weight. See, they spawn really close together sometimes, like that. And you don't want to go... See, another one. I genuinely am unsure as to how this works. Yeah, I don't know if that's the door or not. I cannot tell. The flashlight is not illuminated enough. Yeah, 3 or 4 in a row. I don't know how many that was. Oh, goodness, I'm glad that wasn't a, But yeah, see, the door's right there. You can just run past. You can get to him. I mean, unless you think that you need to be a little bit more safe, it's okay. It happens. Now, level 3, people have a lot of trouble with level 3, and I'm not exactly sure why. It's relatively easy. It's got the same situation as with Skin Stealer in level 1. You have to... But before that, you run over here, give you that trigger, find the generator right here, and then the fuel will always be in this room right here. You hear those pitter-patters? Those are from the wretch. The wretch... People make it seem a lot more intimidating than it should be. And see, he's right there. And he can hear your footsteps, but even if he does, you have a lot of time before he can get you. So, for this fuse cable stuff, it will always be in the same rooms. I think that's room 4. Room 4. Room 2. Well, And then also in whichever room that is. The busted hole. And they will always be in those same 3 rooms. They can't be in any other ones from what I know. I've never gotten them in any other room. I'm speaking with experience because I have, like I said, over 2,500 clears in this game. And once you find all of these 3 things, you're going to want to be a little bit careful. You can hide in lockers, by the way. Forgot to mention that. You can hide in lockers. So if you're too concerned, just hide in a locker. It'll be okay. Now, since you're looking for a code, you can just ignore this. Unless you really want to go over there and read that. But all you need to do now is find 3 batteries, and typically they're in roughly the same areas. So for battery number 1, it can spawn right there, right here, or right here, from what I remember. And since it spawned right here, that's the furthest. And you really want to take advantage of these outer areas, because the Wretch is a really stupid monster. His AI is intensely bad sometimes. He'll have times where he'll run into walls and not see, like, ever. But if you do see him coming your way with a battery, just drop it. You can drop it. It's okay. It's not going anywhere. And since I hear him coming, I don't need to, because I could maneuver around him, but it's better safe than sorry. But look, he cannot see you. The only way he could see me here is if I were to whistle. And speaking of which, I do not think he can go into this room with his pathing. Or maybe not. Maybe he can go in here? Okay, no. His pathing does not usually let him go in there. So you are okay to sit in that room. If you have a battery, just walk over there. Then for this next battery, you can spawn right there, behind that broken wall. You can find the items really, really easily. They will light up. Like, as you can tell, they have luminescence, so it shouldn't be too hard to find them. And another thing I recommend, start with this one first, because it is kind of the furthest. If you're going for this one, you can just run straight from the entrance into it. If you're going for this one, though, you have to go in and around. And then obviously you want to go for this one last, solely because, you know, it's really, really close. But look, you can just run around. And another thing, you can keep locker doors open. Locker doors stay open. So if you're having issues with that, that's what you can do. And then, for this last battery, pretty sure it can spawn right here, from what I remember, and then right here. This is a tricky one. People don't usually see this one. It's a lot harder to find that one because, you know, it's concealed behind all that junk. But 90% of this level is literally just audio cues. Being able to avoid him is really easy, though. I promise you, it is one of the, probably the easiest AI to manipulate, but people make it seem a lot harder than it should be. And then, with this battery, you get the code from the little area that you go in. Now, there's 4 batteries, but you only have to collect 3 out of the 4. And then, go over here, flick that lever. That's going to give you your code. Remember that. Then you can just go over there. I'm going to go around just so the Reg gives himself time to loop around. And keep in mind, the code is not always the same. The code is different every time. So mine was 0490. See, and if I'm afraid, I can just hide right there. And then the wretch is going right there. Then he goes in there. Zero 490. Oh yeah, and the wretch, his pathing does not detect right here, so you can sit right here. He won't ever see you. And if he does, he literally can't get past this rebar right here. Because, look, I can show you. Yeah, see, he can't path there. He's also really stupid. See? He can't pass there. He is a really, really stupid monster. Now, this next level, it can appear a little bit scary just because it's dark, but it's not hard at all, I promise you. It is one of the easier levels, along with like level 1. It's kind of got that same difficulty, but you don't have to collect anything. You're just running to the goal. So behind here there is a monster, and yes, he can kill you if you run into him. But look, the way he works, he's kind of like a weeping angel. If you look away, he moves. And he's really easy to manipulate because he goes around corners and you can see him. And look, I can run all the way down here and he'll be there. He takes a long, long time to get to the corners. Sometimes he will jolt like that though. But once you get right here, you can go under here. You do not have to worry about him killing you here. He can't kill you under there. See? He'll try. He'll really try to push himself through, but he cannot. Okay, so from here, you take a left. Well, from coming in the entrance, you take a right. Sorry about that. Then you want to go all the way down, skip this corridor right here. From what I'm aware of, everything else in this maze is a complete dead end. But it's been a while since I've intentionally went through those. Also, be careful here, you can fall. Also, jump scare warning, he's on the right. You can probably get a peek of him right there, see? And after you get to a certain point, it's going to play his music to tell you that he's there. See? But still, really easy to avoid. He's got the same pathing nonsense. He'll look at you, weeping angel type of stuff, like I was saying. And he's really easy to avoid. Again, I don't know why they had a whole maze section. I guess just to slow it down a little bit. Sometimes you can slip up, and you might cause an issue for yourself where you can't get through a certain area because he's blocking the way. Which, if that happens, I would say either just restart the level or find a way to run around him, I guess. Like bringing him towards a certain area so you can walk around him. Also, you can do quick jolts, like I can look away from him real quick and he won't notice. Also, be careful rounding that corner. That's a really thin, sharp angle, so you might get caught there. And then there's another door here. And there's a play place. Can't follow you into this play place either. Look, he'll try. He'll be like, hey, how you doing? So take a left, another left, and then you're gonna go up these stairs right here. And he's pretty stupid, so it can't get you here. And then you get through here, come up, and then you're gonna glitch through the floor, and then you're on to level Run for Your Life, which people have the hardest time on, like legitimately, and it takes them sometimes hours to be able to actually beat this level. My main tip, well, really my only tip, is to just memorize pathing. Like what paths. It's not randomized. It's never randomized. It is the same exact layout every single time. And if you'd like to, you can just look through my Run for Your Life playthrough. But if you don't really want to do that, you can just skip through. I'm going to mute the music just because I've heard this music so many times and I'm sick of it. See, monster come out. And then you just run through here. Right here, you can go either way. It doesn't really matter. Take a left here. It's going to be the left curtain. It's literally the same exact pathing, and the monster is not fast. When I get to the end, I'll show you. This is probably the hardest part, just remembering these curtains. But as long as you have decent reaction time, you should be able to pass through it. Take a right here, and go left. Take a left here again, and you want to take another left, and get around here. You can go around this. Go through this curtains, go right here, yada, yada, yada. Take a left, blah, blah, blah. Can't go through there, so you go through here. Go through the curtain, and then this right here. You cannot go right there. Go right here. Go on the outskirts of this, go in the middle. Can't go around that. You gotta go over here. And then you go right here. This gets people confused. Go right here. And then this red light area is the last. Don't go in the middle there. And don't go right there because it's also going to trap you. One of the most stress-inducing parts of this is probably right here, because you think you have to go right there, but you go left, and then you go left again. And then from there, you're out. But I'm going to show you right now how slow this monster is, so you're given a really good amount of time, as long as you can memorize everything. Like, he is extremely slow. It's almost painful how slow he is sometimes. And then this whole thing will play. There will be music, so it'll be like... all that. But I got my music off, so you're not going to hear it. Alright. This right here is literally the easiest level in the game. No doubt about it. And I'm going to show you why it's the easiest level. So when you get in, talk to this guy, yada yada yada, you can get through all his dialogue, and then you just run over here. And yeah, exit the level, and then the whole exit the level stuff is literally the guide to get out of this level. And you're done with that. Level 4, Part 2. This level is super easy, but it takes forever. It takes so long. You might think, oh, does it take like 5 or 10 minutes? No. No. This level takes roughly like 20 minutes for me. Because I'm not really putting in the effort to run through it as fast as I can. You talk to the cone boss, tell him about stuff, and he'll tell you to go to sleep. You can go to sleep on any of these couches, doesn't really matter. I prefer the closest one so I can just get the dialogue done with. And then he'll tell you to go talk to 5 coneheads. I'm going to show you all the conehead locations. So first one, you go back, but you take a left this time, and he's just right here. All of the dialogue is literally just one thing, so you can just click through. And then the next guy is over here. I could have went the other way, but it's okay. And you take a right. And see, this is the entrance of the level. And you just take a left. And then here this guy is. Yada, yada, yada. He's the same area. And then you want to run back into the area with the cone boss. Oh yeah, you can go right here. Talk to this guy. He's in this little office area. And then you want to run over here and say, yo, what's good to this guy? Another one-line dialogue. And then you go over here, and then there's the last guy. And then once you get back to Conehead and talk to him, he'll tell you to go to sleep again. And you talk to Cone Boss again, he's like, hey, take a look at my stuff. Go use that elevator. And then you go all the way to the elevator, and this is where the repeating grind starts, where this level just takes forever. It's pretty much a simulator if gaining money took forever. So all you're doing, running around and grabbing packages. That is it. There's no catch. This is it. The hardest part about this level is memorizing paths. There is also enemies of cones, of the cone heads, and I'm not exactly sure how that works lore-wise, but it's okay. See, there you go. There's an example of a cone head. There's the elevator, hold on. I can show you. Get a good look at this guy. They'll start running at you, and I'll show you a little example. They can hit you, right? That's literally all they do. You'll be fine. And their pathing is kind of screwed, so they don't understand anything. Just make sure when you get into the elevator, they don't try to hit you. Because if they do hit you, then it is gonna cause a bug in the game where you'll go. It's a very specific bug though, but it will lock you out of being able to do things. And then Cone Boss tells you about the upgrades. For first-time players, I would say go ahead and take these things if you need them, the energy drink and the wooden bat. Because the wooden bat, you can hit the cones back, and then Grape Shock allows you to run faster for a short period of time. But, oh yeah, once you finish that, you gotta talk to Conehead again. All you're really doing is helping them decorate. That's literally the whole purpose of this level. You're supposed to buy every single one of the upgrades right here, and then decorate it, and then there's another last button in the middle that's roughly 2400, I believe, and it tells you to renovate. But by that time, you'll have literally every upgrade. You're forced to buy every upgrade. So that's why I would say save things like the bat and the cola for last. I mean, cola is good if you're trying to speed run this, but there's really no rush. there's no time limit. There's no anything really, and there's also stats for the actual deliveries, and they'll tell you like how much was stolen or how much profit you made, which honestly the stealing doesn't matter. It's gonna steal a little bit from you regardless, and there's really no point in trying to figure out anything else because there's nothing else that's gonna work. They'll steal your stuff regardless, and there is an upgrade to prevent most stealing, but it still takes a little bit of your money. My only thing is, I'm not exactly sure where all these cone heads come from, because when you first enter, there's only like 2 or 3, and then later in the days, there's like 12 in here, there's 12 in there, there's 12 everywhere. But this right here, this decreases the chance of products to be stolen. But like I was telling you, it's still going to get stolen either way. It's okay. You don't have to worry about, oh, how do I do this? But literally every time you wake up, you just go into this area. And I'm going to play through every single bit of this. I'm going to do it unedited because I want you guys to understand how long this actually takes. I'm going to timestamp it as well, so so you can understand how long each level is. And then it'll... Oh, I could have went around. I'm a little bit slow. You go through these doors. There's a package. Take the package. Say bye-bye. Go back through these doors, and then go through here. I think I'm going the right way, hopefully. Yeah, I was going the right way. I'm pretty sure the packages are random as well. Also, one of the first upgrades you should prioritize getting when you have enough. You can buy other stuff beforehand, but when you get enough, I would say buy this upgrade right here, quality of goods, because it gives you way more, and it changes the package mesh. It looks pretty cool. But since I'm only getting an income of like 140, you're gonna want to buy other things first. So, and then more customers means more money. More cleanliness means more customers again. Sorry, vending machine increases, vending machine increases the chance of someone being able to buy a product more than once. And sometimes the packages are like completely random. There's either one package or there's 4 or 7 or... Well, not 7. But there'll be like 4. But as long as you can navigate, it'll be okay. That's the only hard part about this level. Being able to navigate. You might get lost once or twice, but once you get the level laid out, you'll be fine. So, now that I can buy the quality of goods, I'm pretty sure it'll unlock next night, which is how a lot of the upgrades work in this game. You buy something, and then it'll upgrade the next night. I do not remember if it does that for quality of goods or not. We'll find out, because it'll show a crate instead. Okay, yeah, it's gonna upgrade next night, but it's okay. This will be the last night we have, like, mid-income. But this is really good RNG. I've only gotten one package, I think, for every single one I've done so far. But like I was saying, look, there's a whole bunch of them. You wouldn't have expected it because you think if you go out searching in this level, there's barely any other coneheads. See, now we're getting a lot of money. Less money's getting stolen. Because we were getting like 20 money stolen, but now we're chilling. Alright. And then extra purchase chances are really nice. Sometimes these are a bit confusing. It'll be like, hey, you should go this way. Like, it'll show you the dot or the sparkle, but it'll be in a different hall or something like that. Also, here's the crates. And be careful. You can get hit real easily if there's a multiple little cone heads. But they try to run through walls. Look. Yeah, they're pretty stupid. But now, we got ourselves a crate. And this crate gives us so much more money. It's great. That was not intended to rhyme. But, you know what, it works. But see, since the prices are rising now, we get to have more money! Yeah! Because there's more customers! Honestly, I would just buy a wooden bat here so I can get it out of the way. And then it'll give me it next night. Speaking of which, I can demonstrate that now. Since I have access to the bat, I can show you how it works and how you can use it to stay safe against the coneheads that are trying to get you. Which shouldn't be too long. I mean, I've got this one crate. Honestly, the level might scale based on how many people are in it, so if there's 4 people, maybe 4 packages. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked that deep into this level because I don't really play it that much. I prefer not to because it takes so long. They do plan on reworking this game into a different story mode from what I was seeing in the Discord, which is really nice. I would enjoy seeing new levels. Oh yeah, I can also demonstrate the energy drink when I get it. But now I have the bat. And swing it. It's only got a small cooldown, which is pretty great. Okay, real quick, I want to give you a quick demonstration of the bat. If I can find a cone head. I don't know where he's at. Oh, look. See? You hit them, they ragdoll. You can also do this to your friends. You can hit your friends with the baseball bat. It's not going to damage them, though. So, as funny as it would be to kill your friends while trying to hit them with a baseball bat in this game, you unfortunately cannot. Ooh. Sorry, shimmying right there. I trying to remember the pathing of where that was. Doit, doit, doit. Oh yeah, remember where the elevator is, in this weird rectangle area. It'll come in handy, because one minute you'll be like, oh, the elevator's right here, and then you'll think it's on the other side, and then when you get to that other side, you're just wasting a bunch of time, because you forgot it was on the other side. And once, those are the only two places it can spawn. Sorry about that. See, now we're getting like upwards of almost 2,000 money. And with that, you can buy that upgrade. Now that I have energy drink, I can show you that. So, I would recommend saving it until you get to the next floor, or the second floor, with the elevator. But look, the moment you get it, you drink it, you run really fast. It is wonderful and very, very helpful. And if you're fast enough, you can actually beat the level before you even run out of juice. The juice runs out decent. Like, I've never had a situation where I haven't gotten to the package. But when it starts like, ma, 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 that's where it roughly ends. Yeah, see? And now I made upwards of $3,000. That's pretty good, right? Yeah, I think so. But see, I'm missing. It's 14 for the renovation. I was misinformed. I thought it was 2,400. I'm sorry about that. But it's only 2,000. We're fine. So get down here. This will be the last time you have to do anything, thankfully. See, the last Conan's right there. Right next to the elevator. How convenient, right? Wonderful. No need to have the package out. Oh yeah, when you have the package out, or you don't have to have the package out to give it to him. See? Pretty cool. This is our last bit of money, making 6,000 now, even though we don't need 6,000. Renovate, that's the last thing. You talk to the cone boss, he's like, wait, you actually did it? And he's like, yeah, no, I'm not broke. So you can drink your drink, and just follow where I go. And then here is our final destination on level 4 part 2. The guy with the gun, he's like, do you want to go to the next level? Oh crud, that's not good. I forgot to talk to Cone Boss and tell him I actually wanted to leave. Sorry about that. So do not skip the last bit. Talk to Conehead and be like, I'm ready to leave now. And then he'll give you that dialogue. You can run all the way back. I'm sorry about that. I forgot to at least let you know. Unless you're looking through the dialogues, which is fine. I mean, if it is your first time playing, you can do that. You can have yourself a wonderful time. You don't even have to follow this tutorial. He'll be like, yeah, next level, yada, yada, yada. And then you can say you're ready to leave. And that is the end. And then it'll pass this to be continued screen. This is the farthest the journey goes. Your journey doesn't end here though. You can go back to the lobby and play mini games, and then more content coming soon. Alright everybody, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see all you guys. Bye-bye.